Derek, can you make me a co-host so I can share my screen?
Yeah, you are.
Okay,
Do you not see the option? I can make
got
you
it.
host. Okay. It is 1 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. And we are live.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanessa Hayward. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a coordinator in Education Abroad, and you are at the Exploratory Studies and Interdisciplinary Studies presentation during our virtual Education Abroad Fair. I would like to kick us off with CSU's land grant acknowledgement. So Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This was also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native tribes. We recognize the Indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and affirmed. CSU is founded as a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion, and significantly that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognition of our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment. So as I shared earlier, here's a little bit about me. I do work with our CSU staff and faculty-led programs. I'm going to share an example of a staff and faculty-led program later that you might find of interest. I also work on supporting scholarships, funding, access, and support for all university students at CSU. And it's an honor to do this work. So we always like to start off by busting some myths that are common in education abroad or about education abroad. So the first thing I'd like to share is that having an education abroad experience can still keep you on track to graduation. So if you have the intent to graduate CSU in 4 years, 4.5 years, 5 years, the education abroad experience that you participate in does not need to delay your rate to graduation or delay your progress to graduation. There's also a myth that education abroad programs are going to be more expensive than attending CSU. And we have education abroad programs for a full semester that are the same cost or less as being a Colorado State resident at CSU. So that approximate cost per semester is about $14,500. And you'll see that we do have programs at that cost or less. And all of our programs have a cost budget listed on the program website for you to be able to research that and just have the figures in black and white for you. So when you go abroad, you can fulfill course requirements through your experience. So this could include major requirements or electives. And we also want you to know that we have a risk management team that supports all CSU students while they are abroad. And this has become, our risk management has been in place for decades and has become even more salient as we've been living with and passing through the COVID-19 pandemic. So just know that CSU has your back in terms of risk management, and there are always health and safety orientations and supports that are provided for all students on all of our education abroad programs. So a helpful tool that the Education Abroad team created several years ago are recommended education abroad programs by major. And here we see the interdisciplinary recommended programs lists. So by visiting our website, and I'm going to share a QR code with you later that will take you directly to the recommended programs pages on the Education Abroad pages, you'll see that we have interdisciplinary lists, and they're listed here for students who are eligible for GI Bill benefits, for students who are in pre-health professions, honors program, and pre-vet med as well. So what I did was I took a look at the interdisciplinary lists, and I found programs that are a good fit across all interdisciplinary program lists. And I found programs that represent the variety of types of experiences that we have for students at CSU. So I'm going to start us off by describing an exchange program. So CSU has 17 exchange partners around the globe in 7 different countries: UK, Ireland, France, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. And this program I'm sharing with you today is Macquarie University. And if you're familiar with the Sydney Opera House, that's what you're seeing depicted here on your screen. And Sydney is about a 30-minute train ride from Macquarie. So Macquarie is just on the outskirts of Sydney. It is a gorgeous 300-acre park-like campus where students can study various disciplines across liberal arts, natural resources, natural sciences, business, etc. So as an exchange student, you actually enroll at the university abroad. And then we have students from these universities, specifically in this case from Macquarie, who come to CSU. So as you're in class at CSU and as you're meeting people, you might actually meet some exchange students from our exchange programs. And one of the wonderful things too about our exchange programs is that you're normally paying the resident rate of tuition. And you can see that by looking at the cost and funding tab for this program. And students who participate in this program are able to live in on-campus sort of residence hall or on-campus apartments. And there are also off-campus apartment opportunities. You might know that in Australia, English is the local language spoken. However, Australia is a completely different culture than the States. So there won't be as much of a language barrier between the US and Australia, but know that the language does have some differences and the culture is definitely different. Another thing I wanted to share about Macquarie is that there is a large international student population at Macquarie, and you might find that across several of our exchange partners. So it would be a way to meet students from Australia and also a way to meet students from around the world. And that's generally the case with most of our study abroad programs. So next, I want to share an example with you of an affiliate provider. So CSU has partnerships with 13 different affiliate providers, and we partner with these organizations to bring the world to you, to be able to offer hundreds of different programs in hundreds of different countries around the world. So this affiliate provider is called DIS. They are physically located in Denmark. And this program itself is in Copenhagen. It's a medical practice and policy program. It's on the recommended programs list for pre-health professions. And with this program, you'd be studying a specific list of 4 courses through DIS in Copenhagen. The program has various accommodation opportunities. There are something called collegiums in Copenhagen because there isn't generally student housing. So a collegium is kind of a collaborative student housing within Copenhagen. There are also apartments, and this program also has a homestay option. So the homestay option gives you the opportunity to live with a local family in the local community. It's an opportunity to practice language and to get to know the culture and potentially make a connection with a family or a community that you'll stay connected with for the rest of your life. So those homestay opportunities can be pretty rich, but they're not required. They are an option. So in Denmark, Danish is spoken, but also English is spoken pretty widely. So your coursework on this program would happen in English. And whenever you're evaluating programs for education abroad, you can always look to see what the language of instruction will be for the course or courses that you're interested in taking abroad. The language of instruction for these courses is in English. And this is a semester-long program. Copenhagen is the capital of Denmark. It's located in Northern Europe with easy access to many other European countries. The next program I want to highlight for you is Social Work in Costa Rica. Social Work in Costa Rica is an example of a CSU staff and faculty-led program. So we have approximately 70 CSU staff and faculty-led programs where a CSU staff or faculty member or instructor wants to teach a course abroad with a cohort of 10 to 20 CSU students. So this is a really unique opportunity for you to have a deep dive into a specific subject matter with a group of CSU students that you're going to get to know and definitely be friends with for the rest of your life. This is an intimate experience, engaging, life transforming, like most of our education abroad opportunities. So Social Work in Costa Rica is a 2-week program that travels to Gracia, Costa Rica, which is about an hour outside of the capital of Costa Rica, San Jose. And for 2 weeks, you'll live in Gracia with a homestay family. You will take Spanish language in the morning, and you take a sort of an informal test. It's nothing to worry about, but your language, your Spanish language will be tested when you arrive, and you'll be placed at the right level. And it is completely okay to be a beginning Spanish student. You can be someone who has not practiced Spanish yet and participate in this program. So with this program, you take a 3-credit social work course at CSU. The program that's traveling this January will be abroad January 1st through 15th. The course is being co-taught by Marie Velasquez-Zamzow and Tiffany Jones from the social work department. And they want all CSU students to know that this program is open to undergraduate and graduate students. Preference will be given to students who are majoring in helping professions. And this program's application is actually, the deadline is actually today, September 15th, for winter break of 23. And this program plans to travel every winter break. So it might be a rush to get your application in today. I'm really sharing this with you for the future, if this is a program you'd be interested in for a future break. So a lot of our staff and faculty-led programs are shorter term, meaning that they're offered abroad between 1 to 8 weeks, and it's a set period of time that you'll be abroad. And it's a great way to have an education abroad opportunity if you're not committed to being abroad for a full semester. And there can be all sorts of reasons why being abroad for a full semester is not a good fit for us, and they are all valid reasons. And I want you to know that we have shorter term programs abroad, like this Social Work in Costa Rica program. Last program type I want to share with you is an international internship. And we have international internships around the world. This program specifically is in Valencia, Spain. And Valencia is located on the Mediterranean coast of Spain. And this program is offered through ISA, which is one of our affiliate providers. And ISA will work closely with you to determine what your interests are in terms of your internship. And it will be a customized placement for you in Valencia. We do have a coordinator on our team, Christopher Snodgrass, who works with all students who are going to be doing internships abroad. So you'll be connecting with him. And this is a 4-credit internship experience, not an FOUR credit, but an FOR. So you'll be receiving credit for this internship experience, I believe between 1 and 3 credits. So for all the programs that I described, you'll either be receiving CSU credit for the program or receiving transfer credits from abroad. So we have over 100 CSU programs where you'll receive CSU credit, and it'll be really clear to know how many credits you're getting, and what those credits are going to count towards on your degree plan, because those courses are transcribed through CSU's registrar's office. So that includes credits on our staff and faculty-led programs, credits taken through our Todos Santos Center in Todos Santos, Baja California Sur, Mexico, and then also credits received on Semester at Sea, because CSU is the academic institution, the administrative hub for Semester at Sea. For the rest of our programs, you would be receiving transfer credit from abroad. So we have a specific process that you complete in advance of going abroad to ensure that the credits that you're going to take abroad will be able to transfer back to CSU. And it's a two-step, it's actually a three-step process. So here's an example. This is the form that you'll complete. I share it with you now just so you can see what it looks like. But the first step is that you're going to research, if you're going to be abroad for a full semester, that you'd research 8 to 10 courses that you would take abroad. Those courses are then transferred to the registrar's office, who evaluates them for either upper division or lower division credits. And then this form is transferred to your academic success coordinator, academic advisor, who will let you know what the courses will count towards on your degree plan for graduation. Throughout the education abroad experience, you are part of a team of support. So you'll be working with an education abroad coordinator like myself. You'll also be working with your academic advisor or academic success coordinator to ensure the academic portion, the transfer credit portion of your experience. And then you'll be working with a program advisor from one of our affiliate organizations or exchange partners, or you'll be working with a CSU faculty or staff group leader. So all of this is to let you know that there really is a community of support for students who are planning to go abroad, and that you're not doing this on your own. Part of that community of support are our financial aid advisors. We have a fantastic relationship with the Office of Financial Aid. The two coordinators are listed here, Cindy Maris and Evelyn Martinez, and they offer financial aid advising for education abroad experiences. So you have two ways to schedule with them. They would love to meet with you one-on-one. You can schedule with them through Navigate. So if you go to the Contact Education Abroad page on the Education Abroad website, then you'll be able to schedule an appointment with either Cindy or Evelyn. And you can also email them directly if their appointment times don't work for you, or if you just have a question for them. Their email address is listed on your screen. So Cindy and Evelyn will sit down with you, and on a one-on-one basis, if you're a current financial aid student, they will look at your financial aid and let you know what forms of your financial aid will go abroad with you. And I'm happy to tell you today that the vast majority of your financial aid will go abroad with you. If you're not a current financial aid student, but you're going to need financial aid to go abroad, they would love to talk to you about that too. And you can complete your FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, to be considered for aid for your education abroad experience. So the Education Abroad Office at CSU has a common scholarship application, and it has 2 due dates per year. So we've got due dates on October 1st and April 1st, and you would apply based on the time frame that you would be abroad. You also have the opportunity to apply twice if you apply early enough, and you have to have applied for your education abroad program to also be applying for the EA Common Scholarship application. If you get a scholarship in the first round, you will not receive a scholarship if you apply a second time. So if you receive it the first time, you don't need to complete it again. I want you to know that scholarships will generally not fund your full cost of attendance for an education abroad program, the scholarships through the EA Common Scholarship application. And oftentimes you'll find out about the scholarship before you have to commit to the program. So I just wanted to be transparent with you about those 2 facts. And this information is also on our website to kind of reinforce what I'm sharing today. We have a fantastic team of peer advisors who work in education abroad. They are CSU students who have recently returned from their education abroad experience. They are listed here. So we would love it if you came in and chatted with one of our peer advisors. We do have open advising Monday through Thursday from 9 to 4 with our peer advisors. And we have open advising with education abroad staff or coordinators during the times and days listed on your screen. So to hot track yourself to advising, if you take a look at the QR code on the lower left-hand side of your screen, that will get you to our contact us page, and you can get all the details about advising. We have advising in person in Laurel Hall or via Zoom. And if you're wondering where Laurel Hall is, we are located in the northeast quadrant of the oval. So if all this sounds good to you, or if it sounds like, yeah, I'm interested, I'd like to know more, we have a Start Here page. So this QR code will take you to our website to a Start Here page where it's really clear, step by step, what you would need to do. And it starts off with a lot of really informative videos. So you could sit down, take a walk and watch those videos to kind of reinforce what I talked about today and to get you started on your education abroad journey. So thank you so much for your time. It's really been my pleasure and honor to share this information with you. Please do either come by Education Abroad's office at Laurel Hall or see us on Zoom or send us an email, talk to one of our peer advisors. We would love to connect with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.